Back home now, what kind of weather kills more people in Britain than any other?
Bad weather. Wind. It's wind.
Not wind. Oh, hello. Oh, dear, you got a fork in the wind.
Oh, bugger.
Is it rockets? So they come down like weather.
They sort of...
No.
Hail.
No.
Fog. Heat wave.
Fog is the right answer, finally. Well done, fog. Because of road traffic accidents, I'm afraid. It's as simple.
Do you want me to explain fog to you, Ben? What happens is... everybody's been asleep, right, for quite a long time. So all their breath gathers up. And they've left the little window open and it all goes out. And that collects in the valley all together. Right, and it gets blown around by the lorries that are driving up and down. You still with me?
No,
do you know the difference between fog and mist? There is an official difference.
Is it the height of it?
No, it's actually just the density.
Mist is water.
Fog is visibility of less than 1 kilometre, while mist is usually between 1 and 2.
Because in mist, you can be seen in a sort of Mac, whereas in fog, they can't see you at all. You're safe. No one can spot you. Step back in, you're gone.
It's interesting. That's how you think of fog, as a way of hiding yourself.
Yeah,
so you can go about your beastly business unobserved.
It's not a beast, I'm just putting stickers on things.
Oh, it's you!
Yeah, putting silly stickers on people's faces.
Oh.
Nothing pervy. Bit of chewing gum over Cameron Diaz's eye. Anything, you know, just cheers me up.
Your phone's dead, your TV's on the blink, the Wi-Fi's down. How can you tell if a thunderstorm is on the way?
I live in the countryside, so if my Wi-Fi's down, I'm assuming the thunderstorm has just been.
I live in the country. If the Wi-Fi's down, I'm not surprised.
Do you have bees? Because then if bees all go back in the hive, that means there's a storm coming.
We are in the animal world, and it was a specific thing invented to tap into this innate ability of some animals, and it's a thing called a tempest prognosticator, also known as the Leech barometer. Invented in 1850 by Dr. George Merryweather, and it was used to predict oncoming storms. So it's 12 glass bottles, pint bottles. Each one has a leech in it. And what's very sweet is that George Merryweather put them in a circle so that none of the leeches would get lonely. Aww. Which I think is very sweet.
Thoughtful.
Yeah. This is a 1951 replica. It's in Whitby in the museum there. Merryweather was once the curator there. This is the way it works. So it's 12 glass bottles, right? And each has a thin piece of whalebone in the neck. And what happens is, when there's an impending storm, it changes in atmospheric pressure, and it prompts them to climb up the sides of the bottle and dislodge the whalebone, and causing the hammer to strike a bell. And if the bell rang repeatedly, then a thunderstorm was approaching.
A slightly over-engineered solution.
Do you think?
I mean, if you had that in your house and people, what's that? Well, that's just in case the Wi-Fi goes down.
Imagine there's a satellite going around the Earth full of leeches.
Just as a backup. That's like something Elon Musk would come up with.
But Merryweather was so pleased with this. He wanted to make big ones the size of Indian temples and then very simple ones, and he wanted to roll it out across the country.
I'm amazed that didn't happen.
I know.
Yeah.
It's such a handy gadget, that, to have one of those, you know.
The government did not have any imagination, stuck with barometers, but I think it's one of the best things I've ever seen.
I wonder how he came up with it. I've got these leeches, these whalebones...
Well, he was a doctor as well. He would have used leeches in his medical practice, and indeed, leeches are still used today to prevent blood clots.
So they're putting stuff into the blood, are they?
Yes, they have something in the saliva called hirudin, which is an anticoagulant. Anyway, he intended to use his hysterical aquatic bloodsuckers to create a whole range of barometers, old George Merryweather, but it didn't happen. And then there's another guy, 1906, Professor Joseph Nowak of Vienna. He promoted a tropical vine, which is called rosary pea, and he said this was a tempest predicting plant, that it's got sort of feathery leaves, and if they pointed up, that meant there was going to be fine, and if they pointed down, there was going to be a thunderstorm. And he claimed that it could predict the weather in a 3,000-mile radius, a week in advance. Earthquakes... I know. Earthquakes a month in advance. Unfortunately, he was never able to prove that it worked.
No!
You don't say.
I know.
I think one of the simplest ways to predict a thunderstorm is to organise a picnic. Why one year I did a big outdoor origami festival, and sure enough, it rained.
Yeah.
And you know, I was disappointed because I had all the experts from all around the world coming, and we had swans, poodles, elephants, everything in there. It just looked like roadkill.
Have anybody ever seen a great big flash of lightning? Anybody ever seen?
I was knocked flat by lightning once.
Were you?
Yeah, I was.
What happened?
I was knocked flat by lightning.
How many months of the year does it snow in Britain? Yep.
All of them.
Is the correct answer. All rain in the UK begins as snow, is the actual answer. Albeit unbelievably
Good
high up.
noise,
Yeah.
good interested noise.
Yeah.
Oh, going to tell that one to people at home in the morning.
Very high up in the atmosphere. Unless it's a very cold day, the snow melts as soon as it hits the warm air and it falls to the ground as rain.
Do you know what, Sandy? I love a party with a happy atmosphere.
Yeah. Why can't you have a party on the moon?
I don't know, why can't you have a party on the moon?
No atmosphere. Most British rain is caused by something called the Bergeron-Findeisen process. So the tops of the clouds are made of a mix of ice crystals and supercooled water droplets. So that's water which is below freezing point but has not frozen. And the liquid water clumps around the ice crystals and forms snowflakes.
Below freezing point, but it hasn't frozen.
It hasn't actually frozen. I know. It is perfectly possible. And they
We should be stoned.
They
when we get
form...
information like that.
They form snowflakes which grow until they're heavy enough to fall out of the cloud. So in Britain and other temperate climates, nearly all of the rain which we get starts as snow.
That's amazing.
So you start as snow and you're drifting a bit, drifting, and then you think, oh, I'm turning.
I'm turning, I'm turning.
into rain. Woo, woohoo!
That's exactly what it's like, just like...
Why did the inventor of the weather forecast think that dinosaurs had died out?
Maybe he loved dinosaurs, right? He loved them so much he wished he could actually let them know before the weather changed and kill them off.
Yeah.
And he started going, do you know what? I'm going to resist this happening again. I'm creating the weather forecast, just in case dinosaurs come back and they need it.
He's a man who had an extraordinary and brilliant idea, and he had an incredibly stupid idea. But the world believed his stupid idea, but laughed derisively at his good idea. His name was Fitzroy, and he invented the weather forecast and said he could forecast the weather, given, you know, enough knowledge of the variables, and people laughed him to scorn. But then he said, I know why dinosaurs died out. Because they were too big to fit onto Noah's Ark. And people said, that's a brilliant point, you're right. And that's true. He was genuinely respected for thinking that.
That arc was huge.
Yeah, that's right.
It's because Tyrannosaurus Rex's arms were so small, they couldn't get the umbrella over their head.
And this man Fitzroy
would have factored that in, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Noah would have had a whole dinosaur section. It's absurd.
You seem to be buying into this whole Noah's Ark idea.
Was there a weather
Dinosaur said,
forecast?
we'll stay. I'm sure it'll be fine.
They're just really positive.
They were
They
deluded.
were very sort of
And then when the
optimistic.
flood came, they thought, oh, shit, actually, it's much worse than we thought.
I've just got the image now of a cave weatherman doing the weather.
I don't know why we
on
had
a
a cave
cave
weatherman.
and then all the dinosaurs sort of gathering around to see the pollen count.
Fitzroy, does the name mean anything to you in terms of natural history? A bastard. He was perhaps best known for being the guy in charge of the Beagle. He was a friend of Darwin's. And despite being a friend of Darwin's, he didn't believe anything Darwin said. In fact, was outraged by Darwin's theory of evolution because Darwin didn't take into account...
Oh, Charles, for God's sake, they just didn't have enough room on the ark.
Basically, that's what he tried...
Yada, Charles! I'm telling you, it's going to rain in the morning. Oh, don't be ridiculous, Fitzroy. You can't possibly know that. I'm telling you it is.
Well, it was 20
What
years...
a pair.
They were a pair. 20 years after the Beagle, he started his weather forecasting, and actually it did catch on, despite the initial scepticism. In fact, even Queen Victoria used to send word round asking what sort of crossing she'd get to the Isle of Wight. He lived in Norwood, and he would send a message saying it'll be
Lived in
windy.
Norwood. That's funny to me.
It is, I know. Only Victorians
Maybe
lived in
Norwood was quite nice then, but Christ, it's a Carsey.
His first ever weather forecast was in the Times and was 4 words: moderate westerly wind, fine.
I thought you were going to say bloody pissing down.
Pals, we all like our snow deep and crisp and even, but what is it mostly made of?
Woke lefties, that's what it's full of.
Woke lefties?
Yeah, snowflakes.
Snowflakes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mainly air, isn't it?
Yes, it is mainly air. So powdery, freshly fallen snow is made up of tiny crystals of frozen water, and each crystal is surrounded by air. So it's incredibly fluffy and porous, and up to 90 to 95% of its total mass is just air. And that's why when snow melts, it seems like so little of it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's a really good rule of thumb. 1 inch of rain corresponds with about 10 inches of snow.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
God.
What does it make snow? If it's got so much air in it, what's it going to give it as a quality?
Cloudiness.
Well, transparency.
Excellent insulator. Because it's full of air. So if you're inside a well-built igloo, let's imagine it's minus 40 degrees centigrade outside, your body heat trapped inside all of that air is enough to make it a very nice 16 degrees inside. In Denmark, because we get quite a lot of snow, it's always recommended that you carry a single tea light and a box of matches, and a single tea light lit on the dashboard of your car will be enough to keep you warm for the entire night if you're stuck in snow.
Wow.
Ooh, that's quite a good tip.
I mean, if you get a few across the dashboard, it's roasting, I mean.
Yes. Some marshmallows.
Get your top off.
Pouring wax on your stuff. Steaming up the windows.
Yeah.
What's going on in there? We've run out of petrol, bugger off.
And ice does not have the same insulating properties as snow. That's why they never build igloos out of ice, although you do get some igloos where a block of ice has been put in as a window.
A friend of mine took his fiancée to the Ice Hotel. Has anyone been to that?
No, I want to go.
Apparently it was horrible.
Oh!
Cold.
Was it a bit chilly?
It was.
His tongue sticks through the window. That sounds sick.
How often are you licking windows in hotels?
How else do you know they're clean, Chuck?
Have a look at this. What do you think is causing it?
Oh.
Timmy Mallet, sorry, I can't stop. Oh, wow.
So it's called an ice shove, and it is caused when ice is forced up over the edge of the lake or a body of water or whatever by the currents underneath, and it is almost impossible to stop.
Yeah.
It'll crush trees and houses in the path. There was what's known as the Great Ice Shove of Montreal, 1836. It brought down an entire whiskey distillery. Snow is one of the very few things that isn't mostly made of water.